Today, we're digging into a pretty radical new way of thinking about B2B sales. And I mean, this isn't just some new app or a small update. It's a total re-engineering of how sellers and buyers connect. And it's all powered by a really unique kind of AI that, well, sits right in the middle of everything.
Okay, so let's jump right in. To really wrap your head around this, we have to start by challenging one of the most fundamental, baked-in assumptions about how we even build sales teams in the first place.
Just let that sink in for a second. For, ever, we've assigned sales reps based on a zip code. But what if we could just toss the map out the window? What if, instead, we could perfectly match the specific, unique skills of a seller to the precise needs of a buyer? Imagine creating that perfect pairing every single time. That's the huge idea we're exploring.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth is that even possible? I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, right? But the answer is actually found in a new science that's making this whole vision a reality. Let's get into the nuts and bolts.
It all kicks off with something called an entity propensity model, or EPM for short. Now, the absolutely crucial thing to get here is that we are moving way beyond broad categories or market averages. An EPM is a deep, living profile of one single person or one company, modeling their specific tendencies to predict, pretty accurately, what they're going to do next.
And this image, well, it just nails the whole idea, doesn't it? We're shifting away from that blurry, one-size-fits-all view of the crowd, and we're zooming in with crystal clear focus on the individual. It's about figuring out the why behind one person's choice, not just the what of a big group's behavior.
Now, this new level of focus is so different, it even has its own economic theory, nanoeconomics. Think of it like this. If macroeconomics looks at whole countries and microeconomics looks at companies, well, nanoeconomics drills all the way down to the individual. It's the study of one person's behaviors and how those behaviors drive real economic results.
So what are these models actually measuring? We're talking about stuff that's way deeper than just demographics. We're looking at things like intent signals, what causes friction in a deal, how much risk someone's willing to take, their hidden biases, the real preferences. It's all that granular behavioral data that actually tells you why people do what they do.
All right, so now we have the science. Let's look at how it builds these incredibly detailed and, more importantly, actionable profiles of the two key people in any deal, the rep and the customer.
So we start with the sales professional. And listen, the point here isn't to judge them or put them under a microscope. Not at all. It's about creating a data-driven map of their unique gifts. What are their superpowers? Are they a genius at building trust? Amazing at explaining complex value? The EPM quantifies all of that.
And then we do the exact same thing for the customer. This EPM is all about decoding what truly drives their decisions. How badly do they need to solve their problem? Are they super sensitive to price? Do they need to get a bunch of people on board to make a call? The model gives us those answers.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Check out these two profiles side by side. Look over here. The sales rep's EPM shows a super high score for stakeholder alignment, a 90. And then on the right, the customer's EPM shows they have a critical need for exactly that with a score of 92. It's a perfect match, and it's the data that found it.
Okay, so we've got these incredibly rich profiles. Now what? Well, now comes the magic. This is where the AI steps in and acts like an expert matchmaker, connecting the perfect rep to the perfect customer.
This is the engine that makes the whole thing go. It's called AI in the middle. It's like a central brain that takes in all the behavioral data from both sides, makes the match, and then, and this is so important, it learns from every single interaction to get smarter for the next one. It's a nonstop, always improving feedback loop.
And it really breaks down into three pretty simple steps. First, there's the matching. That's finding that perfect fit we just saw. Second is guidance. The AI doesn't just set you up and disappear. It gives the rep a personalized game plan. And third, feedback. The system learns from what happened, good or bad, to make its future recommendations even better.
So, what does this actually look like for a sales rep on, say, a Tuesday afternoon? How does all this theory turn into a real tool that actually helps them win a deal?
Here it is. On the screen, you're looking at the AI advisor. The rep picks a customer profile. In this case, it's Apex Manufacturing. And right away, the tool shows them who they're dealing with, a risk-averse, finance-driven committee that really needs to see a proven ROI. The EPM is now live and ready to use. And based on that profile, the AI generates super specific advice. It's telling the rep, hey, make sure you frame this conversation around measurable business impact because it knows they're finance-driven. It says lead with a structured deployment strategy because it knows they're risk-averse. This isn't generic stuff. It's a precision playbook tailored for this exact buyer.
And the impact of doing things this way, it's not just about one deal. As we're about to see, it creates this huge positive ripple effect of value that spreads across the entire company.
For the customer, the benefit is instant. From the very first conversation, they're talking to someone who just gets them and their needs. That cuts out so much friction and builds trust way, way faster. For the sales reps, this is a total game changer. They are consistently put into situations where their natural talents can just shine. And that's not just about winning more. It's about getting better at what they do and actually enjoying their job more.
From an operational point of view, the business gets a huge win. When you match the right rep to the right deal, you see way fewer deals just stall out or fall apart. And that means revenue becomes much more predictable, and your forecasts are actually accurate for once.
And of course, there's the money. I mean, higher win rates are kind of the obvious benefit here, but it also helps protect your pricing. When a solution is so perfectly aligned with what a buyer needs, there's a whole lot less pressure to start giving discounts.
But maybe the most powerful benefit of all is this one. The system itself is a learning asset. It gets smarter with every single sales call, every email, every win, every loss. It's an intelligence engine that literally compounds in value over time, creating a serious long-term competitive edge.
This incredible combination of human talent supercharged by artificial intelligence, that's what we call the AI human edge. See, it's not about replacing people. It's about deploying them with a level of precision we've never seen before. So the only real question left is, are you ready for this new playbook?